So you're saying then that you don't see yourself in Zimbabwe as being a frontline state, as, for example, Mr. Michel in Mozambique was to Rhodesia?
Of course, we are not a frontline state. The struggle in South Africa is a national struggle for South Africans, and not one we should regard as Zimbabweans as our own concern.
You will not support an armed struggle in South Africa?
No, we will not.
I know all these people are claiming today, Babesngedo, Nigeria, or Somali, or whatever. When was Nigeria going to help us when they were contending with their own coups at the time? 3 countries laid on the ground and we literally walked on their backs for this freedom. Zambia, Angola, Tanzania. Outside Africa, Russia.
Why do you want the Western Cape to leave South Africa?
I want the Western Cape to leave South Africa if we cannot fix it.
Are you sure it's not so you can just say the K word in peace?
No.
Smells that way. Well,
because what we're looking to create in the Western Cape is an ideological homeland for people who think like us, people who have broadly Western values.
And so,
well, plus the entire country descends into like lawlessness,
yes,
chaos, and everyone dies.
Yep.
Right? Because if all the white South African farmers leave, that's 100% what will happen.
Yo, what's happening, guys? It's your boy Uncle P with another episode of Uncle P's podcast. Oh God, you know what, guys? When it comes to talking about foreigners, sometimes I get a headache. Guys, first thing is it what? First and foremost. Hey, mara, low English. First and foremost. Hey, First, hey, yo. In the beginning, you see when I start talking about Zimbabwe, even the English starts depleting faster than usual. Moral of the story. Somebody's gonna comment. Somebody's gonna come after this. Yeah! Guys, I promise I did English higher grade. Woo! Yeah, because it's regularly Africa, it's getting serious. Guys, listen, Zimbabweans, coming to my comment section and crying, does not change the fact what I'm saying is true, and I always bring receipts. Now, every time I speak about a specific nation, they come here, they start crying about, oh, we did this for South Africa, we did that for South Africa give us this. So, people are assuming he's an Mlambo. So foreigners are jealous of each other being in South Africa. No. We are not jealous of each other being in South Africa. I'm not jealous of any other foreigners here. Some people come and say that, no, just because other foreigners are succeeding more than me, that's why I'm jealous. No. If you follow my content very well, I talk about illegal foreigners, acquiring permits illegally, doing mass SIPA in a home that is not yours. Guys, we have to start admitting the realities of our nations. We have to start admitting the truth about our countries. Do you know the type of rain that we've been having in Joburg here? If it rained like that in Angola, we all become mermaids. Baba, hey, if you can't swim in Angola, you are going to drown. Guys, I don't know if I can find the videos. If I found it, it's playing. Nigeria, Ghana, Angola, Zimbabwe. Guys, when it rains, there are certain businesses that are created on rainy days by hobos, where they carry people on their backs to cross. Guys, you are not crossing a river. You are crossing an ordinary street, ordinary orata. What is this long street here going? Guys, you are crossing an ordinary just local street, but because there is no sewages in that country, there's nowhere for the rain to go. The water overfloods. You see, in South Africa, you have load shedding. In our country, we are grateful if there's power. When they say generator republic, it means it's not only Nigeria. It means that 98% of the time, our electricity comes from generators. If it comes from the municipality, that basically means the president or a specific minister is passing your city. So they switch on. They switch on the electricity so that imbecile, his car can miss the potholes. We have street lights. They only work for ministers and Jesus Christ. Yo. But anyways, guys, before we get to today's show, you know the usual, guys. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share this video to your friends and family, guys. It really helps the channel, and I'm truly grateful for all the love, support, and kindness you guys are showing. The channel is growing. The target is by mid-year, we should be by 10K subs. I know we can do it. So, Zimbabweans are in the comments. The guy himself is not even South African. The bald one with the striped t-shirt. How many people were there that were bald? I'm the only one who's presenting. There's no co-host. You could have just said Uncle P, bruh. The fuck? And what's wrong with you guys and my bald head? I thought I look cute. Now you guys are here cooking me. Guys, leave my bald head alone because your fathers don't have hair. Show me your father's braided hair. Masipa. Bald head. Bald. Your mother's a bald. Is your mother not shaved down there for you to... Guys, please, this show is not under 18, eh? Please, please, don't have children. This is you, because let's get to the show. So apparently Zimbabwe helped South Africa, and Zimbabweans like to argue this.
I know all these people are claiming today, Babesngedo, Nigeria, Somali, or whatever. When was Nigeria going to help us when they were contending with their own coups at the time? 3 countries laid on the ground and we literally walked on their backs for this freedom. Zambia, Angola, Tanzania. South Africa.
South Africans even say this every day. Zambia, Angola, Tanzania. Yes, there might be other small countries that help South Africa. I was going to put the Chris Henning interview, this one here. You all know this interview, where he even confesses how Zimbabwe betrayed them. How Botswana held them in prison for over 4 years because they were scared of the Mzungus here in South Africa. But today you guys are claiming things. Okay, let's listen.
Outside Africa, Russia.
Did you guys even hear Russia was there? Russia has always been an ally of South Africa. Guys, I really need to get this channel going because there's a lot that we need to discuss in this channel.
Ntsigima's wife says that she has a program to provoke debate, which is what we're doing right now. However, more importantly, she wants to give a platform for women to tell their stories in a world where men erase the history of women.
Okay, so first things first, this is a Zimbabwean brother, that's why he's proudly wearing his flag. She claims that CCA is trying to create a world where women erase the history of men. The audacity of a man to speak as if we are not the destroyers of this world. You know the things with us men, man. Today we are talking about, we know our value, that we are the prize. Who are the greatest in the world? Men. Who are the terrorists? Men. Who are the unalivers? Men. Who are the criminals? Men. Who are the thieves? Men. Everything under the sun that is bad is men. Am I saying there's no bad women? Of course there are. But who are the ones who are controlling and leading the world and creating this world that we have today? Men. So, to go and accuse a woman who's speaking truth, that her truth is to create an illusion that, man, she is telling the truth. But let's continue to listen to what the brother has to say, because I have receipts.
And then this woman comes, and the very first thing she tries to do is to erase the history of African countries that contributed to the liberation of South Africa. She says only 3 countries liberated South Africa, and this was Zambia, Angola, and Russia. She forgot about the Cubans that sent 30,000 of their soldiers, aircraft, tanks, artillery, and actually fought the Boers and defeated the Boers in Angola to force them to retreat from Angola, retreat from Namibia, and start to negotiate with the ANC.
So he talks about Cuba and how they fought the Boers in Angola. Because Angola were fighting for South Africa, so the Boers had entered Angola to fight Angolans because Angolans were defending South Africa. He's right about that. But you need to understand, guys, even with me when I speak, people come and remind me of certain things. When we say certain things, it's not that we do not know of this. We are talking to specific nations that claim that they helped South Africa. And just because they helped South Africa, they start doing shit in South Africa. Angolans don't do shit in South Africa. So South Africans don't complain about Angolans. Cubans, have you ever heard of a Cuban doing anything in South Africa? So there is no reason to spew their name out of their mouth. The reason Zimbabwe, Mozambique helped South Africa. But why do we speak of them today in a negative way? It is because of the masipa that they are doing in the country. The issue is not whether you helped or did not help. The issue is that you are doing nonsense in the land that you are not supposed to be doing. So, since you are so brave, he says a lot, but I'm not interested in what he has to say because we all know he's going to defend Zimbabwe. Zimbabweans, do me a favor, defend this.
To take up arms against South Africa is the right and obligation of the people of South Africa to correct their own grievances their own way. We can only assist by giving them political and diplomatic support.
So you're saying then that you don't see yourself in Zimbabwe as being a frontline state, as for example Mr. Michel in Mozambique was to Rhodesia?
Of course, we are not a frontline state.
Let me pause this first. So Mugabe himself admits that Zimbabwe is not a frontline state, the same way Mozambique was there for Rhodesia. Rhodesia, we know Zimbabwe. Oh, the name, yeah? I don't need to explain that shit to you guys. You see, this is the problem when we help people. And I keep reminding South Africans, you people, you are feeding your enemies. Now they've got too much stamina to disrespect you with your own food. So when now you are giving them too much protein and carbs, now they are listen, the Zimbabweans in Zimbabwe can't fight you. They are too hungry. The Nigerians in Nigeria can't fight you. Hunger. Now they collect them. The ones that are arguing you are the ones that are here in your own land, eating your food because they are using the stamina and the strength that you are feeding them. Free hospital, free education. Now they are using all that big English. They insult you that it's only 22%, but they are using the very same 22% to disrespect you. Are you listening to what Mugabe is saying? Let's continue to listen.
The struggle in South Africa is a national struggle for South Africans, and not one we should regard as Zimbabweans as our own concern.
You will not support an armed struggle in South Africa?
No, we will not.
You will not support an armed struggle in... No, we will not. South African struggles are not our struggle. We should not consider it, are his words. But yet you, who was born in 1992, are here telling us Zimbabwe did this for South Africa. What did you do? And there's an imbecile you're talking about, we want our gold. What gold? From what province? You see, sometimes now, guys, we need to realize something that South Africans are doing to themselves. This kindness, somebody asked a question here. If I find it, I've put it down here. This question here, I responded here. The reason why South Africans are being treated the way they are being treated is because good-hearted people are never treated well. Let's be honest with ourselves, guys. Let's look at the world the way it is. Good-hearted men are used. Good-hearted women are used. It is the assholes, the jerks, the deadbeats that are living their life. The scammers that are getting the nice women. And all the nice people are seeing flames. Because what South Africa has allowed in their land is that they've allowed people to create comfort, to create an environment where they feel that they can bring their culture, their ways, and establish it in South Africa. Imagine.
Our concern is that if we just leave the country, our culture dissolves and our communal identity dissolves and we become Americans or whatever. And so...
Well, plus the entire country descends into like lawlessness,
yes,
chaos, and everyone dies.
Yep.
Right? Because if all the white South African farmers leave, that's 100% what will happen. Right.
If the white farmers South Africans leave, that is 100% what will happen. The country will become lawlessness. It will fall into chaos. They are literally telling us that without them, we ain't shit. And yet we allow organizations like AfriForum to exist. Because South Africa is a good-hearted nation. It welcomes everybody. It loves, it's a rainbow nation. Afrikaans is the second language spoken in South Africa. But this is what they think. Without them, You are lawlessness animals. Somebody's gonna come here and be like, Uncle P, you're trying to recite violence. Am I? Me? I'm trying to create violence. So what are they trying to do?
Cape, because what we're looking to create in the Western Cape is an ideological homeland for people who think like us, people who have broadly Western values, who want to live in the first world, and you know, want to and I've often used the example, the Western Cape becomes almost like Israel for the Jews, if I can use that example. You know,
Western Cape becomes like an Israel for the Jews. Hashtag Free Palestine. These are the people that South Africa you are allowing yourself to still reside with because you have a good heart. They are taking your country and they're trying to split it into pieces. Make their own country within your country. And you've allowed it. You've allowed it. You've said, no, guys, listen, it's fine. You guys want to do your own thing. Okay. Shep Kunjan, do your own thing.
Why do you want the Western Cape to leave South Africa?
I want the Western Cape to leave South Africa if we cannot fix it.
Are you sure it's not so you can just say the K word in peace?
No.
Smells that way. Will South Africans have to get a visa to visit the Western Cape?
Yes, they will have to have a visa.
Can I make a suggestion?
So he said, the question is, I know this is a comedy skit, the guy is a comedian, but the question is still relevant. Will South Africans need a visa to visit the Western Cape? Am I the one who's telling you that these people do not consider themselves as South Africans, or is he the one saying it? Guys, a black South African will never be questioned about being South African. It is only all the other ones that are not. You are South African citizens, but you are not South Africans. There's a big difference, and I said it in this video, and I'll keep reminding people. There's a difference between being a South African and being a South African citizen. And these Muzungus and many of these other races that do not accept the unity that South Africa creates that allows everybody to partake in this country as citizens. They are identity acquirers, not South Africans. Question me about it. You can go argue with your forefathers.
Of course.
Instead of calling it visa, call it a pass. And then get a little book or a passbook. And you have to get it stamped to come to Western Cape.
He doesn't even comprehend that he's bringing the dumb pass. That's what that little Muppet was trying to let him know. You are basically trying to bring apartheid back, guys. To them, unity, equality, togetherness doesn't work. White supremacy needs to only exist if everybody else is beneath the race white. Zimbabweans, Nigerians, and everybody else, you need to understand our unity in protecting South Africa. It is not only for South Africans, but it's also for us. Zimbabweans, Mozambicans, Nigerians, all of you are being used to destroy Black South Africa because Black South Africa is the only hope that Africa has in survival. America today is falling apart because of the allies that Africa, I rephrase, that South Africa has with Russia, China, India, basically BRICS. South Africa is holding Africa together, and we are letting South Africa down and South Africans down because of our greed. I challenge you and myself, I dare us to go back to our countries. My man, me, 48 hours, I will start crying. I'm even going 48 hours because I just want to pretend like I'm man enough to survive 24 hours. If you deported me back to Angola, and I know for a fact that I'm never coming back to South Africa, I have been deported, I am stuck in Angola, I will cry every day. I will lose weight. I will probably die. Guys, my parents are rich, very rich. We have everything, air conditioning, we've got nice cars. My parents travel the world, so I can eat the best food while I'm in Angola. But you do not understand that life is not only about the good things, the cars, the things. It's about peace. South Africa gives you peace. People talk about South Africa being a crime state. You see, in South Africa, they can investigate a crime. In our countries, hey, which 10,341 are you going to go? People talk about South Africa, you call 10,341, they don't respond, it's a lie. 112 10,341 in South Africa works. In our countries, how many people even know the emergency number? Which ambulance are you going to call? Which government, does government hospitals even exist in our countries? Do you know about government clinics in our countries? Fuck all. None of this exists. All of these things we know it because of South Africa, Europe, America, and all the developed countries. But yet we come here and we disrespect the nation. That is, guys, look at the English I'm speaking. Look at the man I am today. Yes, I could have been similar. I could have been well put together in Angola too. Yes, definitely. But you know one thing that poverty and that struggle in our countries creates? It creates desperation. And this is the reason why you see foreigners are walking into this country and behaving the way they're behaving. Desperation. But guys, if we are so desperate for a better life, for a better tomorrow, imagine doing it the right way, without the fear of when the police stop you, your document is not well acquired. If you get you imagine living a life knowing that you did things the right way. What is so wrong with that? What is so wrong with doing right by the people that have welcomed you, that have seen that you are coming from suffering, and they say, Rosa, Ngena. What is so wrong by you colonize these people, but yet they still say to you, no, remain, stay in our country, feel free.
In our view, we have a live, active and pending application, and we're quite upset that Tshwane has suddenly thrown us under the bus. They've hit us with punitive taxes. They're proposing a ridiculous tax, which is basically closing down Kleinfontein if it should go ahead. That is, I can equate it to a land grab. I can equate it to an eviction. And we've been trying our best to communicate with Tshwane. We've had a meeting in, I think it was April last year with...
So for those of you who do not understand why I played that video to show you guys that Kleinfontein is another Afrikaner city, just like Orania. Orania, AfriForum, Kleinfontein. I challenge every foreigner, Angolan, Mozambican, Zimbabwean, Congolese, Nigerian, Ghanaian, Senegalese, every Egyptian, Moroccan, I think Africa has 54 countries, if I'm not mistaken. I challenge all 53, if there's 54, take away South Africa, all the remainder of African countries, to show me where in your country South Africans have taken over, where they've created their own community, they've created their own markets, they have created their own social clubs, or even better, show me where they are a menace. Take your time. I'll wait, because I can assure you, most of you, if not all of you, will fail to bring me this evidence. You will bring me 1 or 2 crimes that a South African has created, which is normal for everyone. But in the quantity in which you are doing it in South Africa, you will fail dismally. The hashtag will be, do better so you can be better. And I will keep this thing here, because we Africans need to do better so we can be better. South Africa cannot feed and save all of us, especially if in the process of doing it, we are mocking, insulting, and unaliving them. If we take over South Africa, we will turn South Africa into the same nation that our nations are. And that is a fact. I'm the boy Uncle P, and I shall see you guys on the next one. Cheers.